what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to the 10 best muscle cars of all time. So, to my knowledge, and it's not very broad, muscle cars are American cars. I think they're like sports type cars, but they're that old school, and there's obviously a specific thing that makes them a muscle car. I don't really know, I just know they're American style cars, and I think that's to do that some of them are sports cars, or there's just some sort of thing that there's a lot of power behind them or something. I don't fully know. And I think it's also from a time period, but I might be wrong with that. And yeah, I think my knowledge of these are from like when I was a kid and I'd play with like, would it be like Hot Wheels, I'm pretty sure. And I used to see like the term muscle car and I never knew what it meant. And now I obviously know it's obviously an American style car, but I don't know exactly what it is. But we're going to get a list here of the 10 best muscle cars of all time. Maybe I'll be surprised with the sort of the cars that will be involved in this list, but we're going to just jump straight into this. Hopefully you're going to enjoy. Just quickly, are muscle cars pretty much just like, obviously, like you sort of associate fire trucks, flipping monster trucks with America, or SUVs with America. Is this sort of just like America? Like, do you find muscle cars outside of the US a lot? I guess they get imported a bit, but I guess when you go to America, it's going to be a lot more common. But yeah, we're going to check this out anyway. And yeah, let's see this top 10 list.
Hi there. It's hard not to smile when you see
What the hell is this AI, bro?
a classic muscle car. These powerful monsters were created to not only take you from one point to another, but also to deliver a thrilling ride full of heart-pounding pleasure. Big, heavy,
Yeah, like, I guess, so big, heavy, loud
and rough, they're all the wonderful things in muscle.
I mean, I'll be honest, already I'm looking at them. They look classy, they look beautiful though. There's just definitely a look to them.
Cars that you should love the American automobile industry for. And in today's video, you will learn about 10 legendary muscle cars, the appearance and power of which are amazing.
They're very flashy, I can already tell.
1968 Ford Mustang Shelby GT.
Okay, so Ford Mustang, that sort of thing, okay. So I will know these cars then.
500. The Ford Mustang cars modified by American racer and designer Carroll Shelby were the cherished dream of every true Mustang fan. Released in 1965 and 1966, the Shelby GT350 and Shelby GT500 models were not only powerful, but elegant and light, perfectly suitable for traveling. After a couple of years, the Shelby GT philosophy changed, and his cars actively participated in one sprint race competitions. So under the hood of the 1967 and 1968 Shelby GT500 was an engine with a capacity of 625 horsepower and a volume of 427 cubic inches. The engine is aligned with a 6-speed manual gearbox designed for drag races.
That's a beautiful car,
The increased body length and more aggressive appearance of the car.
And I know it's a beautiful car because I'm not really a car person, don't get me wrong. I'll see like a nice sports car and I'll be like, yeah, I would love that. But I'm looking at these and they just, like, the fact that this is from the 1960s as well. I mean, maybe it's obviously like renovated and stuff, but this seems very, I don't know ahead of this, if its time is the right word, but it just seems very advanced for the time period.
Favorably distinguish the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 from the 1965 GT350 models.
Beautiful
1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Chevrolet Camaro, the iconic American passenger car, manufactured by the Chevrolet division of General Motors Corporation. Cars of the second generation were produced.
I've definitely seen this in like when I was like playing on my Hot Wheels when I was a kid, or like cars when I was a kid. Maybe it wasn't Hot Wheels, but maybe it did. I feel like Hot Wheels had a muscle car collection. I don't know why. Oh, what the hell? That's supposed to be wheels. Muscle cars. Yes, I don't know if I'd have had these. I feel like I did, but I can't really remember. Yeah, I feel like I had these sorts of cars. I remember seeing like having these when I was a kid. Oh yeah, this is definitely where I've seen it from. Like the term muscle car is from Hot Wheels. I was thinking it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. But now I'm seeing these, and it does make sense.
Used from February 1970 to August 1981. The standard Sport Coupe model could be supplemented with the special design package Rally Sport RS, or equipped with more powerful engines performed by the Super Sport SS. In parallel with the release of these modifications, a high-speed package was also released under the code Z28. No one advertised it or offered it, and it was not broadcast to the general public. But the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 model became the most famous for the entire existence of the brand. Package options for the Z28 included a special 5.7-liter engine with 360 horsepower, spoilers front and rear, and coloring in the form of racing stripes on the hood and trunk lid, white for cars painted in dark colors, and black for cars painted of light shades.
Beautiful.
1967 Chevrolet Impala SS.
Shiny ass car.
The Chevrolet Impala is another iconic American full-size car, manufactured by the Chevrolet division of General Motors Corporation. The sports modification
What is more like? I feel like Ford, in terms of cars in the US, are like the most iconic, but Chevrolets are definitely up there, aren't they? Because you don't really find Chevrolet in the UK. Ford, you find everywhere. Like Ford Fiestas, Ford Focus, like they're just the most common cars because you get the cheaper ones, you get the mid, like they've just got like a wide variety. But Chevrolets, I feel like are more like notorious, not notorious. Ford are more notorious in America because they're probably just a bigger company. But Chevrolets are definitely more like just commonly found in the US as opposed to other countries. But damn, we got a Chevy muscle car.
Impala SS Super Sport was produced from 1965 to
long
1967 and won a crowd of fans. The body of the 1965 model was great by American standards and remained in service for a long time. But in 1967, it was restyled. The car received a more thorough sculptural study. The sidewall of the body was a bit smoothed. Their lights were recessed into the grille and
Bro, I've never seen a car, like the front of a car like that, bro. That could pierce many things. Like, it's sharp as hell.
Recessed into the grille and large turn signals on the sides. The car began to look more harmonious and aggressive. The engine of the Impala 67 is also worth a look. It was a V8 with a capacity of 425 horsepower and a volume of 6.7 liters, which literally tore the asphalt from under the wheels.
What the fuck?
1970 Chevrolet Chevelle LS6.
Beautiful.
When the company GM squeezed their previous requirements, prohibiting the installation of an engine of more than 400 cubic inches on medium-sized cars, in the American automobile industry there was a real boom of muscle cars. According to most conservative estimates, the power of the LS6 was 450 horsepower, but according to some experts, due to the high compression ratio and the huge Holley 78 CFM carburetor, the actual power of the LS6 was close to 500 horsepower. Employees of the magazine Car and Driver tested the car in 1970 and claimed it went from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. How much faster do you think this car would be today with modern tires? 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda.
Yeah, they've definitely got a look. I feel like what I'm finding quite commonly in these cars, they've got a very big body and they love like a big bumper. Like the back of the car is always quite elongated.
Plymouth Hemi Cuda was not a full-fledged model, but a sports version of the third-generation Plymouth Barracuda with a huge Hemi engine. As befits a true legend among racing cars, not many cars could compete with the 1970 Hemi Cuda. It was distinguished by its classic balanced appearance and engine, the frame of which was no less than the car itself. The heart was the legendary 426 6.9-liter block Hemi. Fully cast iron, it possessed 2 valves per cylinder in hemispherical combustion chambers. The valves were driven by a single camshaft, and the twin exhaust system helped to fill the full power of the engine. The car accelerated to 60 miles per hour in a record 5.6 seconds, and the maximum speed reached was 117 miles per hour. 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge.
Yeah, this one definitely looks a lot more familiar as well. Again, it's got the long body. I love the build of these cars. Again, it's just like real, just show off sort of energy. Like if you drive one of these, I mean, back in the day, you're probably looking at like the top dog, but now I feel like even more so because it's like they're obviously going to be a lot more pricey now. I guess getting your hand on one of these, you gotta be balling, right? Because probably there probably isn't so many of the originals, and also, yeah, I just bet they cost an absolute ton.
In the early 1960s, Pontiac was the leader in the manufacture of muscle cars. Often, the GTO is called the first muscle car, But by 1968, the car had too many competitors. Then there was the idea to create a cheaper version of the GTO with a smaller engine of 350 cubic inches. Chief Engineer John DeLorme did not approve of this venture. In his opinion, the GTO could not have such a small engine. As a result, the new model was different from the traditional GTO. The Judge was equipped with a 360 horsepower Ram Air 3 engine, but buyers could also choose the Ram Air 4 at 370 horsepower. The rarest was the Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4 convertible. They released only 17 models in 1969. 1978 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am.
I love this sound. Like stickers on cars. I don't think you really find that now. That is definitely like, again, is this like a muscle car thing? Like I showed the Hot Wheels. Either that's just a Hot Wheels design, or some cars would have like fire sort of imprints on the sides and stuff like that. Like you don't find this on cars now. And also these, I don't know what you call these. That's not a spoiler, is it? I don't know. I'm shit with cars. But this is definitely a thing that you don't ever find on cars. But I do remember seeing this again with my Hot Wheels. I keep referring to Hot Wheels, but that's what I can refer to.
The 1970s for the muscle cars became a pale semblance of previous decades. Rising prices for fuel and insurance have forced manufacturers to restrain their passion regarding super powerful cars. This affected almost all car brands, but not Pontiac. Their Trans Am has become a public favorite since the release of the 1977 film Smokey and the Bandit. The 455 engine with a volume of 7.5 liters and a power of more than 370 horsepower, which is deservedly considered the last of the number of legendary engines for the generation of muscle cars, was installed in the Trans Am version. And the WS6 Special Package added wider 8-inch wheels, new tires, and very sharp steering to the car. As a result, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am has become much more agile and faster on the track than the Chevy Corvette. 1969 Dodge Charger RT.
Okay. I think this is definitely, I mean, this is what? Third? It's fourth. For me, this is the one that I'm most familiar with in terms of the name and the look.
The Dodge Charger is the iconic American car produced by Dodge, division of Chrysler Corporation. In 1969, the Dodge Charger was slightly modified from the previous 68-year version. External changes included a new grille with a split in the center, and new taillights from designer Harvey Wynn. A new trim line called Special Edition was also added. In addition, to further enhance the image of the muscle car, a new option package was added under the name RT, which meant Road Track. The RT index was placed only on cars with high power. The Dodge Charger RT came with the 440 Magnum or 426 Hemi engine.
Let me just get a quick little valuation. Dodge Charger price. I don't know. Is it even going to pop up? I don't really know what I'm going to find from this if it wants to search. Come on, all. Oh, there's originals. Oh, like 70s. Wait, what? I thought there'd be more than that. I'm not searching this correct, am I? Wait, what? Dodge Charger RT. Let's see what it says here then. Whoa. These aren't originals. That's okay. I don't know then. I guess that's just the name of the brand. I guess you can probably tell me how much would this cost? Because there's no way that's 37k. There's not a chance.
1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429.
Oh. Okay, if you got a Ford Mustang, then that makes sense if that's number 3.
The golden years of NASCAR came at the end of the 70s and the beginning of the 80s. Automakers were serious about racing, and for the purpose of homologation, that is to participate in racing models, they should have produced at least 500 models. However,
you can't tell me this is not one of the most beautiful cars ever created. Look at this. And you just don't really get cars like, obviously you get like, in terms of muscle cars, you get cars that look somewhat similar, or they have the similar build in certain aspects. But it's just so unique because it's like a mixture of all types of cars. Like it's definitely got that sport look, but it's got more to it than just that. They just look more powerful than like a Ferrari. Obviously, is probably a lot more powerful because they're a lot more. I mean, especially now there's a lot more new builds and stuff, and they go a lot faster. But these look like they just got like sheer power. If that makes any sense, the bodies are quite wide. They don't seem like they've sort of lowered it or whatever. They're quite high up, quite raised for a sports car. I feel like, but it's got big bodies.
Often producing models that were extremely dangerous for the streets. The Ford Mustang Boss 429 was a real beast. Its V8 429 cubic inches gave out 375 horsepower and 6,000 RPMs. But the engine was so massive that it did not fit into the classic engine compartment of the Mustang. Then Ford signed a contract with the company CarCraft to eliminate all interface. Specialists at CarCraft had to redo half the elements to make room and literally squeeze in the engine. Today at auction, the model 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429 is sold for more than $200,000.
Damn.
1970 Dodge Challenger RT.
Oh, I've got Dodge Challenger.
The Dodge Challenger is a cult car designed to compare with cars like the Chevrolet Camaro, Ford Mustang, and Pontiac Firebird. Coupe models were offered in 4 versions: Challenger 6, Challenger V8, Challenger TA, and Challenger RT. The Challenger RT is a more powerful model with a Chrysler 383 Magnum V8 engine with a capacity of 335 horsepower. Additionally, the RT was equipped with the Chrysler RB440 V8 Magnum 375 horsepower, Chrysler RB440 V8 6-pack 390 horsepower, and Chrysler RB426 V8 Hemi 425 horsepower engines. The Challenger RT was available in a coupe or convertible type body. The coupe in SE version could be ordered with a more luxurious body, which included leather seats, a vinyl roof, as well as a smaller rear window. And lastly, another great muscle car, 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator.
I've never actually heard of this one, to be fair.
This car was produced from 1967 to 2002. The year 1969 brought a few additions and adjustments to the Mercury Cougar. For the first time, the most productive package, Eliminator, appeared, which in the basic configuration came with a 4-chamber carburetor and an 8-cylinder 351 cubic engine with a capacity of 290 horsepower. It was distinguished with a black grille, special bands on the body, front and rear spoilers, and a...
Again, this is my lack of knowledge. I keep seeing this. What is this? These things on the side, like connected to that. What is this about? Is that just the style, or is it actually doing a certain thing?
Body, front and rear spoilers, and a large air intake. The body was painted only in bright colors. That's all for today.
I feel like for muscle cars, bright colors or like black are the way to go. But hey, who am I to say anything? Yeah, these are definitely like some of the most beautiful cars. I mean, let's be real. They are very like just American. It's like America's sort of take on sports cars in the 70s. They definitely stand out. My fave, the 69 Mustang. I mean, I don't know what the chances of you guys owning any of these are. It's probably quite low because these are probably a lot more expensive than I realised. Maybe in the past. And also for like proper car heads, I feel like these are some of the cars that you just dream of driving or dream of owning. So yeah, these are obviously great. Look unreal. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.